The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by the personal injury attorneys Kaufman and Lind at whenyouneedus.com. If you're injured in a car accident or any other injuries, give them a call 407-706-3535. That's whenyouneedus.com.
Oh, Mary, make sure you're building a house. When there's something about the plumbing, make sure the inspectors really go over the plumbing 2 or 3 times. Just make sure, okay? Doesn't mean anything's going to happen.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Yeah, take notes because he did ask my sister once about my brother-in-law's ankle, and my sister thought nothing of it, and then like a couple days later, he sprained his ankle.
But he didn't. I went out and kicked him. So to make that come true.
And now it's time for the No New Friends podcast with Scott, Mary, and Chris.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That's right, you're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family. We are the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. If you'd like to connect with us on the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, the TikTok, the Twitch, the Discord, just check out our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our sweet merchandise. We've got a really cute baby onesie. It says, "My parents went to Costco." It's super cute. If you've not heard one of our episodes before, Costco is it's a word for sex. Anyway, check out those and then join our clubhouse and become a friend with benefits. That is our Patreon. You can do all of that on our website. Don't forget hashtag share the show, where you just share a link to our show on Facebook. You get an entry for a chance to win a $50 Visa gift card, and then also the Journey of merch. Take a picture of one of our No New Friends podcast shirts or magnets at a really cool place or on a really cool celebrity, and we'll decide who wins. My name is Scott. I am the host. With me, as always, I am an architect for her pain. She's our favorite nurse in training, the queen of quarantine, Mary.
Mary!
And our other co-host. He is a LinkedIn expert. Just hit him up for some unsolicited advice. He is our scumbag reselling hoarder, Chris.
I see dead people.
I knew he was going to go with that. The Sixth Sense.
I'd done it before, but I had to do it again.
Yes, you had to do it again. Chris, real quick before we introduce our guest, do you want to talk a little bit about our Discord and our Twitch and the things that we have going on there?
Yeah, so a lot of brand new content for you guys. First of all, we opened the floodgates to our Discord. Anyone is now allowed to join our Discord. To join our Discord, reach out to one of us. We can probably put the link to our Discord on our website, which
it is on the website.
Time. Oh, there you go. So Scott's already done there. So we have opened up the floodgates to our Discord. Anyone who wants to join our Discord can do so by going to our website and clicking the Discord link. We have a lot of cool stuff going on there. We have a strange news channel, adulting advice, adulting fails, adulting wins. And then, of course, we have our members only chat as well, which if you're a Patreon member, you can see that that channel there. If not, if you subscribe, then you can. We also stream live to all our Patreon members. Now, you might say, well, you're streaming live right now to everyone who's not a Patreon member. You guys get a sneak peek. You get the first segment for free. We started that last week on Twitch. You'll get the first segment. The rest, our Patrons will see. Which, speaking of Twitch, we have now started a Twitch account where we do our first segment every Tuesday around 6:30 to 7:30. We will be live. And then throughout the week, I play video games with Alex from the Diz His podcast, Joe from the Diz His podcast, Luis from the Nerd Archive podcast. We do a lot of collaborative streams. We do Pokemon card openings. Me and Scott actually tonight are going to be doing a fantasy football draft. Scott pops on here, and yet he actually knows how to live stream. So you get some extra Scott content as well. So we're trying to give you as much content as possible. And with Twitch, the cool thing is if you have Amazon Prime, if you go on your desktop and connect your Prime account to your Twitch account on twitchprime.com, you can subscribe to our Twitch for absolutely free. It helps us out a bunch. It takes a couple minutes to connect them, but that's okay. It helps us out a bunch. If you hit that follow button and that subscribe with that Twitch Prime sub, helps the channel out a lot. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. But hey, turn on our follow us on Twitch, turn on notifications. You'll see it whenever we go live. It's a lot of fun, and we've been pumping out a lot of content this week.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. And in 2 weeks, we're going to start doing trivia on Twitch. So 2 weeks from this Sunday is, I don't know, we'll start October 2nd. We're going to do trivia on Twitch. So just for our Twitch followers only, we're going to do live trivia, just one question in segment 1, and the first person to answer it's going to win a prize. So that'll be fun. All right, we've got a very special guest tonight. I'm so excited for him to be here. Family friend for years and years, and just a couple years ago, I discovered he's got some really unique gifts that he's going to kind of share with us tonight. But he is a clairvoyant and medium, jmacmedium.com. That's correct, right, Jerry? jmacmedium.com. We've got
Correct.
Jerry McDaniel. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Fantastic. Even better now that you're here.
I didn't know that question stumbled you. I just thought I would retort.
So when did this all start for you? Because I've known you pretty much my entire life. I've babysat your kids, and I didn't know this about you until a couple years ago.
Yeah, traumatize them would be the better better word that I would use. They went to therapy.
I didn't wear a fedora back then,
no,
Chris.
You know, our housekeeper was a medium. Our housekeeper was cleaning our house one day, Annette, still a very dear friend. She mentioned she's a medium. This is years ago. And I went, okay, I've heard of mediums, never met one. She said, would you like a reading? I go, sure, sounds painless. And she proceeds to describe my mother's father in painstaking detail, and yet there's no pictures of him in the house.
Huh.
I went, wow, there's got to be something to this. Excuse me. So long story long, she said, would you guys like to come to a meditation circle? Mary and I, okay, So we started attending this meditation circle. It became more of a mediumship circle. I discovered after 4.5 years, attended every week, that I had these gifts. I didn't grow up seeing my Uncle Joe, who had been dead for years. I don't have an Uncle Joe. Walking through the bedroom in his boxer shorts saying, hey, how you doing? So it's hard to identify with people who have had these gifts since they were young. I mean, we all have gifts that we can't explain outside the 5 senses. And so, yeah, I started discovering these gifts. I'm not your classically trained medium. I started doing readings. I'm retired. I don't do it. Hey, Jared, I don't do it for a living. Bye, Jared. I don't do it for a living. You guys just have random people?
Yeah, it does that.
And then it just kind of disappears.
You have random dead people wander in your life. We have random live people on our feed.
Yeah, it used to be called employees, but I mean, we'll get past that. Been waiting to do that joke. And I know Chris. I can kind of read his mind.
Oh,
he is dying to show us his birthmark, and I just want to tell you, Chris, I am not interested in seeing your birthmark. Just get that out of the way. No one cares about your birthmark. Listen. It's how you use it. How you use your gift. Do you use it to help heal people? If I can tell a quick story. So starting out, I figured I got to do all these psychic, and all psychic means is intuition with energy. I know it dumbs it down, but that's really what, women have naturally high intuition. They're connected to the universe. They're connected to their 6 senses a lot more than men are. My few male clients, I tell them this and they just go, oh. They're really depressed. I said, well, guess what? It's true. And so I'm at this tent. I did this wild thing called Zombie-Toberfest.
Ooh.
So it was wild. I mean, it was the Ottoman Park area, wherever that area is. And everybody's setting up tents. And I said, psychic readings, donation. Nobody's coming to me. I'm just sitting there back when I drink. I'm drinking wine, a little bit of wine, not a whole lot. I'm listening to classic rock. And all of a sudden, the line starts building. There's this elderly woman. I know she's way at the back of the line, and she's waiting about an hour. And it's pouring rain. And she finally gets inside the tent. And all of a sudden, I catch a glimpse of a little boy, right? And I said, who's this little boy? And she almost breaks down. She says, that's my little brother. Here's the story. When she was about 7 or 8, she was in charge of a little brother. Her little brother went out into the street and was killed by a car. This woman was in her 70s.
Wow.
Her family blamed her for that. She has lived with this guilt for over 60 years. And she just collapsed and started crying and sobbing. And it was such relief for that little boy, for her brother to come to and say, sis, wasn't your fault. I was 5 or 6. I knew not to go out into the street. You turned your back for whatever, 2 seconds, and out I went. And that's when you know the gifts are from a higher power. God doesn't care if you call God God. It's just a higher power, right? That's when you know the gifts are really meant to help heal people, okay? Not simply say, hey, grandma says hi, or, your dead grandma says hi. That's actually the title of a book I have coming out in a few years.
Oh, nice.
Your dead grandma says hi, I know. Hey, it's probably a skeptic's guide for the other side. And so, yeah. And so that's when you know these gifts are, when loved ones come through to say, I'm okay, especially people who have taken their own life, they come through and say, you couldn't have prevented. You could have tried, and I had this plan. Or people who come through who had to have, their respirator machines turned off in the hospital. And the people who had to do that live with this enormous guilt. Did I kill them? Did I carry out their wishes? And they come through and said, you carried out the wishes. I'm fine. I had to be released. So beautiful gifts. And I use them to help people. I charge. I don't charge a whole lot. Hey, you guys will get a bill for this. That's for damn sure.
www.patreon.com/No New Friends podcast. We need all the support that we can get.
Except for Mary, because so far she's laughed at everything I said, so she gets a pass. the other two nutcats, woohoo! That's when you know, and everybody has these gifts, Scott, Mary, Chris. Golly, that sounds like a folk group. Everybody has gifts like this outside your 5 senses. There I go. Have to hold the 5 again. Outside your 5 senses that you can tap into and use. Think of it this way. My dad passed away at 65, a big University of Tennessee fan. Last year, I caught myself going, Dad, you would love this. University of Tennessee they finally have a good football team. How is that any different, talking to your loved ones? How is that any different than what I do? It's really it's all energy.
Right.
Well, I've talked a long time. Is the show over by now?
No,
well, I think it was over because of Chris's 20-minute introduction. I figured that would take the whole time.
Yeah, that's
Right.
and it's usually me. I usually go long-winded. Now, Jerry, a lot of people when I say, I know someone who's a clairvoyant, a medium, I try not to use the word psychic a whole lot, because as soon as I say psychic, they say, okay, can you have him tell me the lottery numbers or tell him who to draft up for my fantasy football team or
Yes,
whatnot?
that's my question. What is the difference / definition of your gift / skill set? Thank you.
Yeah. First of all, if I had the winning lotto numbers, I am not sharing it with you guys or anybody else. Here's the thing. I did a reading today. Before I do every reading, I tell people I'm Catholic and I'm a Christian. To most people, that doesn't matter. And to the few, it does. Very few, it does. And I say, everything I tell you could change tomorrow. I'm just reading energy on the path you're on today. I don't know everything. I'm not meant to know everything. I'm not meant to know when you're going to, how long you're going to live. Nobody knows that. I don't have the winning lotto numbers. You saw from my fantasy football draft last night. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I think I initially started to draft 7 quarterbacks just so I could see him arguing on the bench.
Well,
I'm going.
Jerry, when I watch you draft, I'm like, well, he knows something. So he knows something. And Chris, Jerry won last year, so he's got a little bit of a competitive advantage.
Yeah, I'm going to take that victory lap for years. I mean, no, you don't know. You're not given these gifts to. Quick example. Now I'm going to turn a little serious. So I'm doing a reading for someone. Beautiful people out in Phoenix, and I could see her sister has a health problem, and she let me know her sister has, I think it was MS. I didn't know it. The more, if I research Mary and Chris, and before reading, the more information I have, the worse the reading is, because it comes a memory, and you can't distinguish. So, and the other sister was healthy. 2 weeks later, she goes to the hospital, and 3 weeks later that, she passed. I went, wow. Come on, spirit, God, universe, come on. And they go, Jerry, you're not meant to know everything. You're a retired pet food salesperson. But the thing is, that is true. We don't know everything. We're not meant to know everything. See, what I tell people all the time, Mary has a lot of gifts she just doesn't know she has. She's a healer and an empath. You know what an empath is?
I feel other people's feelings.
That's pretty much. She
Is
picks
that
up on
it?
energy. That's what makes a great nurse a great nurse. Okay? The healing part and the empath.
Also, the fishnet stockings and the stilettos. That helps.
Could you? Why are you wrecking this right now, Scott?
I
Okay?
cry foul.
Thank you.
8 months in the hospital, I got to know a lot of nurses. And so I tell people all the time, I can't tell you what you're going to do the rest of your life. Psychic doesn't mean telling the future. Really, it just means you're getting information outside the 5 senses. So I tell people all the time, Spirit wants people to use their intuition. Don't call me for answers. I don't have all the answers. I mean, I'll be glad to charge you, and say, hey, by the way, yeah, I don't have anything for you. Did you Venmo me that money? No. The thing is, we don't know everything. We're not meant to know everything. We just have gifts, and they just manifest themselves in different ways. I sense Mary's moving too. I don't know why. I sense she's moving physically, a physical move. Something to think about. Doesn't mean.
Oh, I am.
Oh, you are.
You are
Oh,
moving.
good.
We're building a house.
Oh, congratulations.
Hey, thanks.
You got two? What is it? 2 stories? What's the second?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm most excited about the slides that were getting clicked into the stairs. I'm very excited about that part. I mean, it's for the kids, but I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, right. I dressed up. Yeah, what'd you dress up? Oh, it's for the kids. No, you're. Yeah.
Oh, this is super. I get goosebumps every time he does this. He'll do this at dinner where we're just having random conversations, and then all of a sudden something starts peeking through, and everybody stops talking just to listen. Now Jerry's going to be doing a reading for Chris.
Yes.
In the next segment, which will be that'll be a lot of fun. Jerry, you've got 2 books out: Channeling the Mothership, and your newest book just came out.
Yeah, I'm not here to shamelessly plug my book. So wake up. $12.95.
Yeah.
Normally at retail. Go to my website and buy for $10. Now, Chris and Mary, Scott, you have a copy, right?
I have a copy of Channeling the Mothership. I do not have Beyond the Reasonable Realm.
Game of Thrones.
Rational. Wait, what's it called?
Shame. And by the way, nothing beats the episode where Mary watches the Red Wedding. I swear, nothing beats that episode. Yeah, and here's the thing. I have ADD. If Mary and I are a member of the tribe, books are not my friend. And when Spirit says, won't you write a book? I went, yeah, that's not going to happen. And Spirit, God's breath of, and by the way, yeah, never mind. I was going to get into religion, but that just bogs down the show. God's breath of divine energy, or the universe's, you can say the universe's breath of divine energy is Spirit. And Spirit said, we'll teach you how to write a book. And so I'm excited for Mary to read this because of ADD. Chris will not like the design because he's really visual, but paid a lot of money for this, Chris. But if you got on put it this way, folks, if you got on a 2-hour flight, you could read this from beginning to end. I don't like a beginning of a book to the end of a book. I'm like, oh, Mary, make sure you're building a house. When there's something about the plumbing, make sure the inspectors really go over the plumbing 2 or 3 times. Just make sure. Okay. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Yeah, take notes because he did ask my sister once about my brother-in-law's ankle, and my sister thought nothing of it. And then like a couple days later, he sprained his ankle.
Well, he didn't. I went out and kicked him. So to make that come true, so it's for a fact. I mean, I can't.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Jerry's going to give Chris a reading. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, I can't wait.
So you're not going to want to miss that. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back. I got to tell you, if you live in the Central Florida area like me, you know that this time of year is super hot. In fact, most of the year is super hot. So I've been using Air Concept to help me out with all of my AC needs. When my AC goes down, they come out right away. They take a look at it. Professional, friendly staff that gets it right the first time. That's airconcept, concept with a K.com, airconcept.com, or you can give them a call, 407-928-4595, and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
There are 3 things that I hate in life: taxes, nausea, and booking vacations. The first 2 I'm stuck with, but for the third, I use Sandpiper Vacations. Sandpiper Vacations is a small business that is LGBTQ+ owned and operated with travel advisors all over the country. Whether it's a cruise, a trip to a theme park, or an all-inclusive resort, Sandpiper has you covered. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's free. Why book a vacation when you can have someone else do it for you? That's like choosing to take the stairs in a building that has an elevator. Leave the headaches of booking a vacation to someone else. Get your quote today at www.sandpipervacations.com and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you. Lizard people, the moon landing, birds aren't real. Hi, this is Chris from the No New Friends podcast, and if you're hearing this message, you were selected to join the resistance. For as low as $1 a month, join our Patreon and help us uncover the truth. Upon joining us, you will be invited to our secret Discord, where we help spread these truths. You will be invited to watch our live recordings where the government cannot interfere. For more information, please send a messenger pigeon to my underground bunker or visit us at www.nonewfriendspodcast.com. This message will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, this is Craig Brooks with Tasty Trivia, and you're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast with Scott, Mary, and Chris. Right before the break, we were talking to medium and clairvoyant Jerry McDaniel, who is about to do a reading for our very own scumbag reselling hoarder, Chris. I'm super excited about this. So, Jerry, take it away.
Thank you, Scott. So,
you're welcome.
Is he always like this? Always?
Always.
Oh.
Always.
I know you guys may not believe in religion, spirituality, but I will pray for you guys tonight. Yeah, you need it. I like
we
candles.
We appreciate that. Thoughts and prayers.
So Chris, 3 things. There's a lot coming through. And Scott wanted me originally to do a 5-minute. I said, I can't. It's hard to get things in 5 minutes. And so I'll go as long as I have to go. You guys can
okay.
But a lot of this stuff, Chris, is meant to manifest itself on another path. Some of the things you may not know what they mean. I go through the same thing. But I do see, and I don't know if you own your own company, but I do.
I do.
Okay. But that's going to diversify. So I see you're going in 2 different, I don't know what you do. You know, you were talking earlier, seriously, it shoots over my head. But I see your business growing, and I don't know if it's you yourself or you yourself and Irene, great movie, or me, myself, and Irene. So I don't know if you have somebody with you in your company, but...
my dad, yeah.
Okay.
Me and my dad.
This is going to continue to grow. By the way, there is, when I think about your dad, great guy, well-grounded, but I feel some stress in here in the chest or something in the chest. So if you know what that is, that's fine.
Okay.
And I don't know if he goes to the doctor. And I'm not a doctor. Seriously, I'm a retired pet food salesperson. But getting men to go to the doctor is next to impossible. And so if he can go for blood work, it's just a watch out. Does this make sense to you, Chris?
He goes to the doctor regularly. Yeah.
He does? Okay, but there's something,
yes.
There's something here in my... I'm sorry.
Okay, so about 10 years ago, he got a stent put in his heart.
Okay. And he goes regular. Well, he's a good guy. But somehow, with your business, grandfather coming in. Do you have a grandfather that's passed?
Yes.
Okay, grandfather. Now, this gentleman, I sense, we dropped our granddaughter off for dance, and I could sense this man going, oh boy. So this is your grandfather. And now, but he's showing me his hands, almost like, 5 again, almost like he works with his hands or worked with his hands. There's something unique about his hand. And you'll have to ascertain or maybe what that means. I don't know. Are both of them gone or just one?
Both of them are gone,
okay.
yes.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
I only met the one, though.
Okay. But, Chris, they're still connected to you. They call you, there's a lot of love. You have a lot of loved ones, even for as young as you are. That means 2, 3, 4 generations back, right? Okay. This may go longer than 10 minutes. You guys are going to have to cut me off. There's a lot of good... There's a lot of people want to talk to Chris. There's a lot of good stuff around. He has a lot of energy, both Him and Mary. Scott, yeah, not so much. But anyway, sorry. I love Scott. I've known him for, do you guys know he was one hell of a basketball player in high school? You guys know that?
I was.
I mean, he's told us, but
He was
we
a
don't
good
really know if it's
cheerleader for
true.
him.
I don't.
Well, he told us he found the lost Ark of the Covenant too, so that's a bit of a stretch. No, he was a track star and a really good
What
basketball
happened?
player.
I mean, it's cool. That's awesome.
I
Oh
found
my
I found
God.
I found my love of cheeseburgers.
Mary's stock has just risen in my eyes. All right, so I don't know if you have a studio where you do these things. I don't know if that's your studio, but there's something with the color blue associated with your business. And I don't know if it's a logo. I don't know if it's a new studio. I don't know what it is. Does that make any sense? If it doesn't, that's fine.
Blue. I just changed the color from blue. It used to be blue. Now it's orange.
Change it back. No, I'm just kidding. Your grandfather, I don't know. I'm touching my left shoulder, but it's opposite, right? It's reversed. So this side, the left shoulder, is paternal. Your father's side, and this is the mother's side. And I don't know
Okay.
which grandfather this is that's kind of close to you. And it could be the one that you never met. But see, they're still, what the hell was that? They're still connected to you. Everything that happens, folks, on the screen, remember, I have ADD, so I'm going to catch it. But he's real proud of you. And he says, you're not as proud of yourself as you should be. You know, I always say, Chris, the past is gone. If you're going to dig up the past, throw away the shovel. The past is gone. The future never gets here. And so your grandfather wants you to be an in the now type of person and quit comparing yourself to other people. Hey, if I had this business, I could do this. I could do this. I got to tell you, what you said at the beginning of this, I like to think I'm a fairly intelligent guy. I was a C student, my public school education from Tennessee. But your grandfather's really proud of you. There's a lot of people really proud of you going, our grandson, the entrepreneur, they keep talking about, they look at you like Bill Gates, the Elon Musk of the family. And so they're kind of looking at you like that. I don't know it, but to them, that's what you are. I mean, you've created something. To them, you've created something out of air, and they're real proud. Your mom's still living?
Yes.
Okay. I won't go too deep in this. I don't know what her upbringing or her upbringing was, but she's a survivor. She is a survivor and a fighter, big time. Not saying she had cancer or anything. I'm just hearing the word survivor and fighter, and she survived a lot to get to the point in life where she is. We all have a lot of things in our past. We really would like to just push it aside, but she's really come a long way in her as a person. And by the way, do you have brothers and sisters, Chris?
I have a sister, yes.
Sister, don't tell her this. Your grandfather said you were the favorite, so may not mention that. Maybe I should have done that in pig Latin, kind of disguise. But this right here, why do I see Full Sail with you? You know, that great place over there. Because I also see you teaching. There's so much knowledge you have teaching. And so I see you teaching at conferences. Have you ever seen any of the TED Talks? You know, those
Yes.
TED Talks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really speaks to you because you got a good voice, you got a good presence, and you can speak to people who are like-minded. I mean, you got a lot of energy. There's a lot of stuff coming out quickly. Where your future goes, is your main income your business that you have? Is that your main income?
Yes.
Okay. Spirit, here we go. Spirit is saying the universe. I think it's a lot of people are more confident say the universe, right? So the universe says there may have been bumps in the road financial wise or prosperity. Prosperity wise, that's going to grow. That's going to grow. You've planted all the seeds that are now going to grow. You know, your grandfather just said, who's the bald-headed guy? He's really funny. So I don't know. I think he's talking about Scott. See, I've got,
Of course he is.
I've
Of
got
course he
about
is.
20 hairs on my head. I'm not there yet, but they're real excited for Scott. They see him one day doing this. Spirit does. Now Spirit, Scott, I've told you this, one day you would do this full time. It'll take a while, but it'll be full time. But these two have to be part of the axis of evil. Ooh, wow. And so I really,
The Axis of Evil. I like it. Those are your new nicknames, guys.
okay, I stole that from, I know you're not a Republican anymore, but I stole that from George W. years ago when he, axis of, it's not original, Scott. I don't really have any original thought.
Well, yeah, you've got voices in your head all day. How can you have time for an original thought?
Why am I getting with you, Chris, writing a manual? Like you're writing a manual. I don't know if it's a manual to help people do stuff, technical wise, but you're writing a manual. And so
So last year I started writing something, but I haven't touched it in a very long time.
Spirit says, please get back to it because it's dormant and you've got all these ideas. This is inspirational writing that Spirit wants to talk to you about and says, just write. You're going to look back and you're going to be amazed at what you wrote. You're not going to remember half of what you wrote. You're going to say, hey, did I write that? So it's okay to write, walk away, come back. But Spirit wants to be a work in progress. And they're saying progress is the key. Are you married?
I am.
Okay. Your partner, there's a shift going on with that person. Is a male or female?
Female.
Seriously, I'm not being funny. I just don't assume. She's going through a lot, and there's a shift. I don't know what she does. Is she in the medical field?
She's not. No, she just started a new job today. She's a teacher.
Teacher. Oh my God. Hazardous duty. But why did I see her in scrubs? Why did I see her in scrubs? Oh, well, anyway.
Oh, that's Mary. Mary, it's all about Mary, so she's just coming right in
I'm
with
sorry.
the
I didn't
with
see
the
a cue card
scrubs.
that said Scott interrupt. I just didn't see it. Did anybody hold up the cue card that said Scott interrupt? I know. You know, I miss.
So my sister is a nurse now. She starts her job on Monday.
Oh, okay. Man, that's the energy I'm picking up. Really excited about your wife. Thank your wife. God, I hope she makes it. My wife was a teacher for 30 years. I mean, seriously, teaching today?
I know.
Oh, thank God. Is she elementary or mid school?
Elementary, 4th grade.
4th grade. Okay. Okay, so questions you got, Scott, Chris. Any questions? And I'll see if I can offer some clarity. See, when I do a reading, I try to offer clarity, closure, and comfort. A lot of people have lost loved ones and they don't have any closure. They don't have any comfort. And but with you, it's clarity. Your grandfather's is your father retired?
Yes, he just retired.
Okay, because your grandfather's good. He thought he was working too hard. I don't know what he did, but he thought he was working too hard.
Everything.
What's that?
He did everything.
Yeah. And so it's good. He's with the, Chris, any questions? And I'm going to ask Mary if she has any questions.
Let me think. So you don't know what grandfather was giving you this energy then?
No, I don't. Because Chris, when they're right in front of me, I'm like, can you move to one side? And all I can see, I can't see the other one. And the grandfather knew, did he work with his hand? If he didn't, that's fine.
The one that I knew,
yeah.
You said?
Yes.
He was handy. I mean, yeah, he was a handy guy for sure. He could fix anything. He could do anything. He was 70-some years old, climbing up in our trees in our backyard, cutting down branches and stuff. So he was very good with his hands.
Okay. How many minutes I got left?
Take as much time as you need.
We'll be here for hours. I want to get into Mary's head. It's a scary place.
Oh, yes.
Okay, let's do
Jerry,
it.
before we get off this, so that this chest thing that you're picking up, it's just something, just keep an eye out.
That's it. Mary, Spirit is imploring you not to, are you going to be an RN? Is that what it is? A registered nurse?
Yeah, RN, and then I want to stick around and get my DNP, so I'll have my doctor.
So that's what Spirit's encouraging you to do. So I do see that. I do see a path for you. That's wide open because you have the desire, you have the knowledge, and you have the skill set. You're a healer. I'm real excited about that. A lot of energy around the place that you're building. When's it going to be finished again, your house?
It's slated to be finished in June of next year, so we have a while.
So I think it's going to be finished sooner than that. But yeah, so and a lot of times Spirit just sees that energy and says, "Hey, just be prepared. That's going to be finished sooner than." How old's your oldest child? Do you mind me asking? You don't have to say the name, just the age.
Oh yeah, so the one
right.
So I said we were blended. So Mike's son is the oldest out of all of them. He's 15, and then the one that I physically birthed, is the oldest, is 13.
All right, so don't know if any of them are in sports, but I'm looking at, I felt this while ago when we were talking, something about a leg injury. Do you have what?
Oh.
Well, Zoe, she's a dancer, and she has this leg that it's been bothering her for a couple of weeks. We've iced it, we've rolled it out, we've done all kinds of stuff, but
okay, have you
it
had
hasn't quite gone away
Come on,
yet.
you're going to nursing school. Have you had it checked out, Miss Ratchet?
Well, I did all of the things. She's going to get it checked out. But at first, I assumed it was something that was just pulled, and based on where it was, it's very common to where it would just be a pull, but it's not getting. Yeah. She's still complaining about it. So
the son, the oldest son, has he picked out colleges yet, or is that what he wants?
He's touring them. Yeah, he's touring them. He actually has a tour for a college in South Carolina, I think, in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. I know I should, but I don't.
Mom. Where are your kids going to school? I don't know. Somewhere in the South. We're going to just shoot them out of the car, tuck and roll, kick their butts out.
Look, they're lucky I'm doing that. No, I'm just kidding. I feed them, man. Just kidding. No, this is actually brand new news to me because we were talking, he was on his way to band practice and I was like, man, it's hot. It feels like steamed vegetables outside. And Mike was like, my husband, he was just saying, he made the comment, that's why he's going to go tour a college in South Carolina. And I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know yet. We haven't even really discussed it yet. I think it's something that came from Caleb's mom and him.
So our youngest son played lacrosse, 1 year of lacrosse. I won't tell you what that 1 year cost us, but he went 1 year of lacrosse in a Division II school in South Carolina, Limestone. Gaffney, South Carolina, home of the Big Peach. But before you said that, I was going to ask, where am I sensing artistry around him? And you just said he was a band, but I don't want to use prior knowledge. He plays more than one instrument, doesn't he? He's playing like two or three instruments. Is he on the keyboards? Is he done piano yet? Why am I seeing piano with him?
No, he doesn't do piano. Maybe a computer keyboard.
Okay.
He's really talented at graphic design.
Competition for Chris. Chris, I know what Chris is thinking. He's thinking drone strike on the 15-year-old. But yeah, I see really good. I mean, the artistry and the band and the. Is he in a relationship that you know of?
Well, okay, so I think he's had a friend he's been FaceTiming with, but he did have his heart broken last year, and I was also heartbroken for him. That was terrible. That's an awful thing to watch your child go through. So I don't know. Maybe he
attracts a lot of energy. He has a lot of really good energy, and he attracts a lot of energy, a lot of people who interest. He's not a magnet, but he's got a lot of energy, very charismatic. Kid needs to be in front of a camera. I don't even know what he looks like or anything, but he needs to be in front of a camera. Very charismatic, very.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. He's very sarcastic.
Yeah, he's, what did Spirit just say? He's smart. He's smart like a fox. He knows just what I can get away with. Too smart for his own good. I really feel positive. I mean, obviously I feel positive about Mike. He does look at you as a lifeline. You have a common influence on him because almost like his, and I look away. By the way, it helps me to focus when I look away. It's almost like, I can't believe it. And you come along and go, settle down. Because your energy is overwhelming too, Mary. But it's overwhelming calm. It's almost like if I was looking at the Mary in the middle of her family, everybody's running around. I feel good. So the nursing thing is 1 or 2 years? 2 years? What happens in 2 years?
Yeah, I have 2 years left.
That's what I'm picking up. And please proceed with the next level. Met some outstanding nurses at Edvent. We still call it Florida South. Feeling very, very good. Any question? Did I ever answer your question about why I don't know about the lottery? Did I ever answer that?
No.
I didn't. Okay. So I don't, there are a lot of things Spirit goes, yeah, how is that healing, Jerry? How are you helping people by winning the lottery? I said, well.
It would help me out a lot.
Helps moi. It helps me. Some things we're just not meant to know, and we're not meant to, that's abusing the gift. That really is. And quite honestly, I couldn't tell you the lottery. I don't have any lucky numbers. I don't know horoscopes. I just know I'm a Pisces like you. Yeah, and I tell everybody.
That's exactly what I say. I'm like, I don't know what it means, but
I do all these group readings, and they go, well, who'd you marry? I said, well, I married my wife. She's a Scorpio. And they go, oh, hell was that? I'm sorry. I'll go home and tell my wife, I'm sorry, I have to file for divorce. I just found out you were a Scorpio. After all these years, 40 years of marriage. What the hell? Why didn't you tell me you were a Scorpio? So I don't know what it means. I'd stay in my lane. But see, that's the thing. The three of you do not need to stay in your lane. Scott, you keep no new friends. When you started this, did you ever think you'd get to 100th episode?
No. Yeah, I knew I would drive it. What I didn't realize is
just pretend.
Oh yeah. I didn't realize that we'd have the amount of listeners that we have and the amount of sponsors that we have. And I didn't know that we'd be where we're at this point.
So the lane is wide open for Mary, in terms of getting that doctor. Get that doctor. Because you're so young and you can do it. You can do it at such a young age. And Chris, it's wide open. You're going to be in demand. So watch your energy, drink plenty of water and eat your veggies. But Chris, it's just wide open for you, buddy. Cool. This is a snippet, and it's almost like if I was to say, at certain times you're going, and I get it, you're going, is this worth it? All the money invested, all this, is this really worth it? It is worth it. Because it'll pay dividends. Hey,
Jerry, I have to interrupt you real quick. I'm on the clock. I'm in another fantasy football draft. I'm going to need to channel your energy real quick. I've got the second pick. Do I go Christian McCaffrey or Cooper Kupp or Austin Eckler? Which way do I go on this?
I'm sorry. Did we not go over the point? I don't use.
It's not helping it.
All right, Austin Eckler it is.
McCaffrey.
Continue.
It's not healing.
Austin Eckler. Hey, that's a good move.
Jerry, how can our listeners find you and reach out to do, because you still do readings over Zoom or phone? How can our listeners find you?
Yeah, I'm out about 2 months because seriously, I run a limited schedule. I got to watch my energy. I'm working on my third book. Mary and Chris and Scott, you'll get a copy of my new
Oh,
book.
cool. Thank you.
Signed.
Oh, thank
which
you.
means it won't be worth any more than what the price says on the back, but it'll be signed. But yeah, they can reach me out at jmacmedium, JMAC medium.com. You can schedule a reading there. I'm very reasonable, but it's going to be, I'm booking for November, only because I'm trying to conserve my energy. So while Mary and Chris were focused on Jerry, Scott, in the meanwhile, let's check in on Scott, who is on a fantasy draft, obviously not important enough. He booked Jerry. He asked Jerry to be on here, and let's just check in on him as he tries to cheat on his fantasy league by going to the psychic, who quite honestly told him to pick Christian McCaffrey.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is great.
Did
This
not.
is great.
Hey, thank you guys. Scott, you're going to give me addresses for everybody so I can send them up?
Yeah, I will. I will get that for you. Thank you, Jerry, so much for
Yes,
being here. We're
thank
going to come back
you.
with a short little segment and another edition of Jersey Man versus Florida Man when we come back. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, looking for another way to listen to the No New Friends podcast? We are now featured on Glacier FM. That's GLACER FM.com. Just go to the music channels and go to Glacier Underground. That is Glacier, GLACER. And you can hear us Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, that is GlacierFM.com.
What's going on, nerds? This is Louis from the Nerd Archive podcast. Alongside my co-host Yadi, Lola, and Justin, we bring you everything about Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel, DC Comics, and video games, and more. New episodes every Friday at 8 a.m. on all podcast platforms. See you then, nerds. Now back to the program.
Hey there, Scott here. You all know I like to spend time wandering the neighborhood on my big wheels or hanging out at the park with my fedora and my Bud Light. So I don't have time to clean my own house. That's why I've been using I Believe services for the past 6-7 years, and they're the best in commercial and residential cleaning. They're also doing carpet shampooing at such a reasonable price. Just check them out. That's ibelieveservices.us. Give them a call, 407-928-4595, and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Hey guys, comedian James John, and you are listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Hello, this is Bua Job. I'm from the West Africa. You are listening to a New Friend in podcast.
You shut your mouth right now.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast with Scott, Mary, and Chris.
And they said dreams don't come true.
Christmas came early.
Oh my God.
So that was the voice of Bubba Job, Bubba_Job22 on the Instagram from the episode Smiling Coast of Africa and Other Internet Scammers. I reached out to him, also known as our mascot.
How much did this cost?
This cost quite a bit. Well, this has cost my phone blowing up every 5 minutes. Sorry, I need to talk to you. I need food for my family. Nonstop. But what's funny is I messaged him on both my Instagram account and the No New Friends podcast Instagram account. And on one, he says, "Hi, this is Lamen from the Gambia, the Smiling Coast of Africa." And then on the other one, he goes, "Hello, this is Zakira from Gambia, the Smiling Coast of West Africa."
Siblings.
It could be one of the siblings. One of the siblings may have gotten a hold of the phone, but he has tried to call me several times. It hasn't cost me any money yet, but it has cost me time. But that really is Bubba Job.
Amazing.
I know. I was so I did this early last week, like Wednesday, and I
can't
could not
believe you kept
wait.
this a secret. I'm really proud of you.
I know.
Oh, fantastic.
Um,
I'm thinking about how we're all sitting around your table, Scott, when Chris was down visiting, and he tried calling him.
I tried calling him at like 2 in the
yes.
morning.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did try calling him. All right. So we've got Florida Man versus Jersey Man. Thank you, Ryan, for recording this. All right. So this is Jersey Man versus Florida Man. Ryan is going to read out 2 news stories. Okay, and we've got to try to guess which one is Florida and which one is New Jersey, and then he's going to tell us at the end. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hey guys, this is Ryan, coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located in Chris Yobb's storage unit. Nothing in here is stacked over my waist. I guess it's as high as he can reach. Anyways, I have 2 headlines I'm going to read for you, and you guys guess which one was the New Jersey man and which one was the Florida man. Our first story this week, 2 daycare workers are arrested for orchestrating and filming a children's fight club.
Oh.
And for our second story, a man is arrested for practicing karate on a bunch of swans.
Oh. All right, so I'm going to say the karate on a bunch of swans is Florida. That's right at Lake Eola, downtown Orlando, and I'm saying the daycare fight club is New Jersey. What do you guys think?
I'm going to go opposite. I think Daycare Fight Club is Florida, and I think the swans are New Jersey.
Okay, I think that the swans is Florida because New Jersey doesn't have swans because they're afraid of us. I think that the daycare fight club is New Jersey because they actually asked me to participate.
All right, let's see these answers. So Chris and I both went Florida for the Swans and Baby Fight Club in New Jersey. Mary went the opposite. Let's see what the answers are.
So the first story was from New Jersey. 2 employees of a daycare in Crawford, New Jersey were charged with 4th-degree child abuse after instigating and recording fights among dozens of children between the ages of 4 and 6.
I love it so much.
And that means the second story this week came to us from Florida, where a 34-year-old man from Jacksonville was arrested for allegedly kicking swans for karate practice. An eyewitness account also says he kicked a small duck that appeared to be sleeping. In other news this week, I found a story of a Hooters waitress that was allegedly dipping the wings of rude customers in her vagina. This is prompting Gwyneth Paltrow to start her own line of wing sauce called This Tastes Like My Hooters Waitress. And that's all I got for you guys this week. We will talk to you next week.
Oh.
Wow.
That was
What a
awesome.
spicy ending.
I know. Fantastic job, Ryan.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, man. Ryan bringing the heat. That was really, really good.
That was great.
Unlike Jerry, I did not see that coming.
And we're going to have that every week. Ryan's going to bring us two news stories, one from Georgia? One from Jersey, one from Florida. We guess which one it's from. Chris, you got any Cliff Notes tonight?
I have a few. So, in our first segment, our listeners were introduced to our guest, who is a medium. People don't know this, but Scott used to be a medium. Now he's about a 2XL. Of course, being a medium takes a lot of energy, which Scott hasn't had for about 20 years now. And when I told Scott we were having a clairvoyant on the show, he was really excited. Turns out he thought I said eclair. Speaking of clairvoyant, our special guest Jerry said that he has to look away to concentrate. Not the first time Scott's heard that this week.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Jerry has all these strangers come through to him, which makes me super jealous because half the time I can't even get my wife to come through to me.
Ooh.
Wow. Oh, wow.
That's my Cliff Notes.
Very nice. Very
Awesome.
nice.
Hey, it's Alex from Diz His, and unlike the current podcast to listen to, we are looking for friends. So head over to dizhis.com or find us on all social media at dizhis65 or on your podcast platforms, search for Diz His, D-I-Z-H-I-Z. Myself with Joe, Jen, and even Chris. We take a Disney subject every week and go over the history, as well as any information we might know ourselves. Again, find us on any podcast platforms under Diz His.
Chris, what do you got going on Diz His this week?
We have a game show episode this week. We are bringing back the bracket, and we are doing a Disney villains bracket because we're getting into spooky season, Scott.
Ooh, that's right. Spooky season is here, and in just a couple of short weeks, we're going to break out our Halloween series. Chris is going to have some more top 10 lists, some more Mount Rushmores. Yeah. I'm so excited. And that's going to start off with Scotty York, who owns a ghost tour company in St. Augustine. So that'll be a super fun episode as well. If you'd like to connect with Diz His 65 on all social media, dizhis.com. All of their episodes release every Tuesday morning. If you'd like to connect with us on the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, the TikTok, and our brand new Twitch channel, just visit our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com, and all of our links are right there. But you can also check out our sweet merchandise. We've got our Greetings from Gambia, Greetings from New Jersey, My Parents Went to Costco onesie, and all sorts of other fun stuff. Just check it out right there and then join our clubhouse. And for as low as $1 a month, you can watch us record the entire episode live. And don't forget, hashtag share the show and Journey of Merch. Those are the two contests. And then in a couple weeks, we're going to start doing trivia on Twitch for all of our followers on Twitch. On behalf of Mary and Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.